All right, YouTube, what is going on? It is Zaya here from Zaya&TheSteelers back with another video. And in today's video, we are once again going to be talking about some of the OTA storylines from the Pittsburgh Steelers. So if you guys are Steelers fans or you enjoy NFL content in general, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Shout out to the people who have subscribed already. And shout out to the future subscribers, man. Also, let's get a shout out to the members. And also, let's get a shout out to the Steelers reporters such as Nick Farbaugh, man, because I never try to like pretend like I'm a reporter on this channel. If you guys have been subscribed for a while, if you guys have been watching me for a while, I don't try to be like this breaking news guy. I don't try to like pretend like, yo, I'm really involved, I'm really in here. No, the point of the channel, the point of like this whole community thing is so we can all kind of watch the Steelers together, right? We can all kind of grow and discuss the Steelers together from like a fan perspective, right? And so with that said, like what you guys are seeing, I'm seeing. What I'm seeing, I'm broadcasting to you guys. And so Nick Farbaugh, he's someone who is actually like connected with the Steelers and I believe with Pitt, the college team Pitt as well. So he's someone who's there. He's someone who's like really doing the reporting thing. And he released this article here on Steelers Now. And I don't know if I'm gonna exactly. I have it up. I don't know if I'm gonna exactly go through it because like I don't know. I feel like it's kind of fucked up to just like literally like read his article here. But he does have some bullet points here, such as Russell Wilson has had his best day yet. Calvinaustin, the third stock is up. How Dante Jackson and Joey Porter Jr. complement each other. And Aaron Curry plans to use each inside linebacker superpower, right? And so if we pull up this article here, like I said, I don't think I'm going to kind of like go through it. Also, shout out to this website, Steelers Now. Low-key, I know I just said, I'm not trying to be this reporter guy. I'm not trying to do this, not trying to do that. But hey, Nick, anybody who runs Steelers Now, y'all hiring? Like, can I get a job? Like, a little bit of a job, something, that's what I'm saying. But we do have this up. I am gonna kind of skim through it here. But if you guys would like to read the full article, be sure to go to Steelers Now. It also just has like a lot of things, like a lot of topics, like a lot of Steelers things. It is Steelers Now. So. The first thing I did want to kind of look at here was apparently Russell Wilson led a 2-minute drive, and this is like a big reason as to why I really wanted Russell Wilson over, some of the other options, because this is a veteran quarterback. This is a guy who's done it all, whether it's go to the Super Bowl, right? Go to the Super Bowl and lose the Super Bowl, right? He's lost the Super Bowl. He's won a Super Bowl. He's had good seasons. He's had playoff runs, and he's also had bad seasons. Like, I think he's experienced every kind of situation that the NFL can throw at him. And so having someone of his kind of veteran status versus what we were at before with like the Kenny, the Mitch and Mason, who I guess Mitch was like the most tenured there and like he had his run in Chicago, but even that, like the success part wasn't really as much as like, we would all want. Whereas like a guy like Russell Wilson, even though recently it hasn't been, the greatest form, he does have that experience. He does have that like what is it? Recognition, man. What am I trying to say, man? The ability to kind of know like the moment that he's in, man. Like, this is what I'm saying. I'm not editing this. This is why this is so perfect. This is why I can't be a reporter. But he can kind of like sense like when things are going bad, when things are going good, and he has a familiarity with it. That's what I was trying to say. Familiarity. That's the word. And so yeah, like he engineers a 2-minute drive here in camp, and kind of piggybacking off of the second point of like the bullet point Nick Farbaugh was talking about. He threw a touchdown to Calvinaustin III, and Calvinaustin III is like the biggest wild card I think for this team in general, because we remember the kind of preseason OTA talk last year. Calvinaustin III was someone who was like really dominating camp with his speed and his ability, and like Matt Canada, like this guy, he was just looking for ways to use Calvinaustin, man. And in full transparency, like I'm gonna kind of cook here. I know it's gonna be in a while ago, but we're talking about us getting a wide receiver. We're talking about us like making that trade for that Brandon Ayuk, DK Metcalf, Debo Samuel, fucking any wide receiver under the sun. And we've been talking about it for fucking 10 years now, right? But before that, right, when we had Deontay, George Pickens, and Calvinaustin, I was somebody who wanted us to draft Jordan Addison, not only because I believe Jordan Addison like is going to be good, but also he had that familiarity with Kenny Pickett, right? So that is something I wanted to do, and that was kind of predicated on me sleeping on Calvinaustin, man. Like I have been kind of sleeping on Calvinaustin. I know the ability is there. I know the speed is there. But I was just, I wanted Jordan Addison, man. You see the helmet over there. The guy had like fucking 35 touchdowns with Kenny Pickett in one season. Like I was, that was something I was looking at. But I believe Calvinaustin is someone who has been kind of underlooked, at least up to now. Because I remember when I was saying the Jordan Addison stuff, like everyone was just killing me with Calvinaustin, man. Like, give him a chance, man. He got hurt. Like, we don't need a wide receiver, blah, 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 blah. Like, now we have no Deontay. Now we're begging for a wide receiver, So maybe I'm a little salty about that. Here we are in 2024. But Calvinaustin is somebody who I do really want to see succeed. I think him combined with like George Pickens and Roman Wilson, like I think that can be a really kind of dangerous receiving core. And also, don't we have Scotty Miller? I think we do have Scotty Miller as well. Like he's just another kind of speedy threat that we have. But Calvinaustin specifically, he's someone who going into year 3 now, really his second full season, provided he stays healthy. He's someone who I think really can continue to grow. And also, kind of a fun fact too, Calvinaustin scored our last touchdown last year. He scored a touchdown in the playoffs. So, fun little fact there. And now here we go to OTAs with a new quarterback. He's scoring touchdowns. He's scoring game-winning touchdowns in OTAs. So, maybe Calvinaustin can end up taking that wide receiver 2 role. Maybe he can end up being the guy that like we're begging for us to trade for. I don't know. But I do think it is pretty cool to see, new player Russell Wilson being able to connect with a Calvinaustin. And someone else, too, of course, wide receiver. We talk about that. George Pickens. George Pickens thinks the offense is going to be scary. The guys that we got, the variety that we got with the speed and stuff like that, it's going to be very nice just to have a lot of speed on the field. A lot of different plays, me in the slot, just a different offense, man. Remember, we asked George Pickens, not me, but the people asked George Pickens, like, yo, like, do you sense a difference right now in the team? Like, does it feel different to like be in this position versus where we are last year? And George Pickens, very good leader. He was like, nah, man, it's the first day. Like, I can't tell nothing. But we all know, right? We all know around the world that, man, we are going to absolutely start punching teams in the mouth. Because Arthur Smith, he's playing with a vengeance. Mike Tomlin, he got that extension. He's going to be on some vengeance. George Pickens, who continuously gets slept on. Like, I know we love George Pickens, but then when it comes to rank wide receiver, we're putting George Pickens at like fucking 25 to 30. No, George Pickens is top 15. George Pickens is top 10. George Pickens is top 5. You know what I'm saying? George Pickens is top 1. And I'm hoping, with the new offense, with the pieces like Roman Wilson, with the pieces like Calvinaustin, because George Pickens for sure is going to be getting a lot of the attention from the other defense, He for sure is going to be someone that they focus on a lot. And we just got to hope that, George Pickens, he takes off and continues to excel, because in his, I want to say, 2 years? It's been 2 seasons, right? In the 2 seasons that he's played, there has been a continuous improvement. There has been a continuous growth. And we look at it, we talk about the quarterbacks all the time. This dude's growing with Mason Rudolph throwing him the ball. He's growing with Mitchell Trubisky throwing him the ball. He's growing with Kenny Pickett throwing him the ball. You know what I'm saying? And so now we have potentially two better quarterbacks, and we'll talk about the Justin Fields here in a second versus Kenny Pickett. But now we potentially have 2 quarterbacks that really can change the game for us and hopefully elevate George Pickens to that level. It's just all going to be about, once again, how he plays and also how the receivers play around him, because I'm telling you guys, they're going to throw fucking cornerback, safety at George Pickens, because low-key, he is our best weapon right now. And, we talk about we need a wide receiver too. We need this other guy at wide receiver. Maybe we're not there yet, and so they're going to be able to kind of just triple cover George Pickens. But if someone like Roman Wilson can step up, if someone like Calvinaustin can step up, then maybe, just maybe, they have to give them some attention. And then George Pickens, one-on-one attack, you know what I'm saying? He goes deep, a bomb to George Pickens, Maybe something like that can happen, and I'm very excited to see. Like I said, I feel like Arthur Smith is coming out. He's playing with a vengeance. He's playing with, fuel to the fire, man. And so I'm very excited to see it. I'm very excited to see, the offense in general. But, something else Nick Farbaugh talked about was like how Dante Jackson and Joey Porter Jr. complement each other, and then Aaron Curry plans to use each inside linebacker superpower. The cornerback room, we talked about it over and over and over again. I feel like people are kind of sleeping on our cornerback department. Like, people wanted us to use our first round draft pick on it, which I can see why people thought that. I can see why, that position itself could be something of need. But I feel like with the guys we have, with Minkah Fitzpatrick going more in like a center field kind of role, I think Dante Jackson, Joey Porter Jr., and Corey Trice and Darius Rush and all the corners we have, I feel like they can be a really good room, and maybe an underrated room at this point. We talked about Joey Porter Jr. being the best cornerback in the NFL. Maybe, man. We talk about if we got a top 1 corner, then our number 2 corner doesn't have to be, the greatest, because we got Joey Porter Jr. locking shit down, man. Defensive Rookie of the Year, runner-up, 3rd place, 4th place. He was definitely up there. I don't think he got it, but he was definitely up there. And looking at the linebackers, we got Patrick Queen this offseason, which to me was a fucking huge signing. And I know Ravens fans are still down on him. They hate Patrick Queen, but That was a huge signing for me. And then we look at Cole Holcomb, who got hurt last year, but he's recovering well, and apparently he's going to be like a full participant in the July kind of OTA. I don't know if it's OTAs, but training camp kind of process. He's going to be ready to go. And we look at someone like a Landon Roberts, who last year, hey man, I was sleeping on a Landon Roberts. I didn't even know how to say his name going into the season last year. But this dude, he's a thumper. He's fucking absolutely dominant in the run game. This guy, he's hit sticking the whole time. And like Aaron Curry said, our linebackers coach said, like they each have a superpower. They each have the kind of like a thing that they do well. And then we also look at Deshaun Elliott maybe dropping down a little bit from that safety role, kind of being in the box while Minka backs up a bit. Like it really could be spooky, man. Like every time I make one of these videos, bro, like every single time, the more I talk about it, the more I'm thinking about it. It's like, bro, are we gonna fucking win the Super Bowl this year, man? Like we have all of, like, how much better can we be, realistically, for us to like go out and get it? Like how much help does Mike Tomlin need to finally win another playoff game? You know what I'm saying? Like we have every single position kind of locked down for the most part. Maybe we get like another middle linebacker to kind of complement Patrick Queen, but do we even need that when we have someone like Cole Holcomb, when we have someone like a Landon Roberts? I do not know if we still have Quan Alexander, but maybe, like, he played well last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the sky is the limit for this team. The only thing that maybe is a concern is that wide receiver 2 thing, which we talked about, because maybe George Pickens gets absolutely quadruple, quintuple covered, and, guys like Roman and Calvinaustin, maybe, they won't actually step up. But Calvinaustin, we talked about, I think he's someone who can step up. Roman Wilson, we talked about, I think he's someone who can step up. And so, man, I guess we'll have to just go out and see. We'll have to wait and see. But I am very excited to go through the process with you guys. I'm very excited to see what stories end up coming out. One more story I did want to kind of talk about, and and this is what are we about 11 minutes into this? This is like now grounds for, man, you guys really like this video, man. You guys are rocking with Zay and the Steelers. I have a tweet to show you guys, and like, listen, this has nothing to do with anything, but it just had me dead, man. So ESPN Network reports Steelers legend Antonio Brown has turned down multiple offers to be an NFL head coach. At first I said yeah, but that's because I thought they was talking about a different kind of head. And then and this is what I'm talking about with this engagement farming shit, right? Like, it's funny, ha 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 ha, because obviously Antonio Brown isn't, being interviewed for a head coaching job. But look at the hashtags on here. We got here we go, Steelers, Steeler Nation, football, breaking news, Steeler Nation. Like, bro, why is he using the Steelers to farm engagements, bro? Unbelievable. Antonio Brown, maybe he's gonna be a head coach. The guy was a very good wide receiver. As far about off the field, I don't know if that's, exactly the perfect role for him. And then the last thing I wanted to bring up for this video, we got the top 10 expected backup quarterbacks for the 2024 season. And the reason why I brought this up, not only is because Justin Fields is here, but because if we look above him, man, Kenny Pickett is ranked above Justin Fields. And like, whatever you guys want to say, I know a lot of people hate Kenny Pickett. I know there's still a lot of Kenny Pickett supporters out here. And I know I've been pretty negative about Kenny Pickett, recently, right? Just because of, how things have gone, right? But deep down, I am a Kenny Pickett fan. Like, you guys see the helmet, I had the jersey. I don't know when I'm ever going to wear that jersey again, fuck me. But man, when we had Kenny Pickett, there was absolutely, positively no way we could get off Kenny Pickett was better than Justin Fields. And now here we go. Fucking this looks like CBS. Yeah, it's a CBS Sports article. CBS Sports, they're saying Kenny Pickett is better than Justin Fields. That to me is just, absolutely unbelievable. Whether it's true or not, I just remember fighting for my life trying to explain how Kenny Pickett was potentially better than Justin Fields and potentially better than every single quarterback on this list. And like I said, I was fighting for my life, and now here we are, June 13th, 2024. And fucking Kenny Pickett is now the third best backup in the NFL, man. Just unbelievable. But I think he will have success. Apparently, he is doing well in Philadelphia, so it is what it is. But Justin Fields being 4 and JJ McCarthy over him, like, what are we talking about, man? Carson Wentz in 2024, really, bro? Like, really? Joshua Dobbs Dobbs is on San Francisco? Wait a second. We seen Dobbs cooking last year, man. He put him on the 49ers. That might be a banger, low-key. Brock Purdy, watch out, man. That's tough. And then we look at Jameis Winston. He's on the Browns now. I didn't even really kind of realize that, but I like Jameis Winston as well. And Deshaun Watson, man, he's got to piss or get off the pot. So I hope, I hope he sucks. Like, I hope Deshaun Watson sucks and we get to play Jameis. Like, no offense to Deshaun Watson, all offense to Deshaun Watson. And then no offense to Jameis Winston, but the guy, he likes throwing interceptions, man. He is kind of scary though too, because with those interceptions, he do be throwing touchdowns as well. So it could be a little spooky But our last Cleveland Browns game, like the games suck, man. Like the games are not fun to watch. Like I know we both have great defenses or whatever, but the games aren't fun to watch. So throwing someone in there like Jameis Winston, who's gonna air it out, who's gonna throw some turnovers, who's gonna throw some touchdowns, like maybe just maybe Cleveland, you guys look at Jameis Winston and you make him your starting quarterback. But that's just my kind of perspective on it. We also see Sam Howell and Kenny Pickett both on new teams, and these guys were like fighting in between each other to see who was like the best mid quarterback of all time. You know what I'm saying? Like they were head and head. Like I remember having to say, yo, Kenny is way better than Sam Howell, man. Like I remember having to do this, and now he's on Seattle and Kenny's on Philly. That's pretty interesting. Andy Dalton in 2024 is still playing. That's something. That's definitely interesting to me. And I didn't even know this either, but Jimmy G is on the Rams. Like I'm a casual. Like a lot of these are like new to me. Tyrod Taylor's still playing. Like, like damn, man, he's the 5th best backup. That's crazy. So I really only brought this up for the Kenny Pickett and Justin Fields point of like, now Kenny Pickett is better than Justin Fields. He's not, bro. Justin Fields is the best quarterback. Can we be honest, bro? Like, look at this. Are you kidding me? Justin Fields is easily the best quarterback on this list. And second is Kenny Pickett. And then after that, rank them how you want. Third, Josh Dobbs, big Steeler. But other than that, we'll see if any of these guys actually end up playing. I wonder who the top 10 third string quarterbacks are. Do we got a top 10 third string? Kyle Allen? I'm taking Kyle Allen over any third string in the NFL, man. Like, no lie. So, but yeah, I think that is going to do it for me for this video. Apologies if things sounded weird. I noticed this while I was recording, but there seems to be some vacuuming happening upstairs. So, like I said, apologies if that was like in the way. Also, apologies if this wasn't like the craziest video of all time. But I'm looking at the time, and we damn near hit 20 minutes like again. So I know we like the longer videos. My last one was only like 10 minutes, so we're back. We're back to longer videos, and as more Steelers stuff comes out, as more news comes out, I will definitely make some more videos on it. So if you guys ended up enjoying this video, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. And I have been Zaya from Zaya and the Steelers, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Peace out. Best outro in a minute. Fuck yeah.